also.
There we go. Are you?
Yeah, we were at the Cape last week.
And the rest of us just woke up or need to nap, except for Howard.
Yeah.
We'll try to keep it succinct then.
Speak for yourselves. I'm awake.
Oh, fine.
I'm going to rely on you then, Anita, for feedback
Okay.
today then. You'll be the one I turn to. I saw the record go on. Okay, so today what I want to cover is I want to show you the recommended fonts and color palette for the new site. I might touch on quickly first on the sitemap, just having us take another quick look at that. I know that Todd had shared it all with you again in the email reminders for today, but I wanted to show you what it is because then I have a wireframe to show you as well for the homepage. And what I want to do with that is just, let's take a look at it from the perspective of, does it have the right things on it? And if not, what's missing from the homepage? It's, needs to set the tone from the very beginning. It's just grayscale. It's not colored. But it's much easier for me, especially for the homepage, to know here are the things that needs to have before I then do the design. What I'd like to do is, if our schedules allow, I'd love for us to meet again, probably Tuesday afternoon of next week, for me to show you then the colorized version of the homepage, and I can even probably show you an inside page at that point. I do also today, if we have time, want to cover, find out how everyone's doing with content for the site, because we're now getting to the point where I'm going to want to build pages, and I need stuff. I need text from you.
I've sent you a bunch of pages. I hope you've got them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked over some of them. I saw Steve had sent me something around benevolence too. And so I can go through my checklist and to see what's missing so I can report back on.
I don't think I understand what it is you want. That's why I didn't send anything.
Okay, maybe if we have a little time at the end of this call, then I can talk to you about that. Otherwise, we can set up a different call this week where we can just go over that too.
Or Todd could just tell me.
Or Todd could just tell you. Sure. All
Or
of those are good
You
options.
presume I know.
Well, maybe after we look at what some of this stuff.
Yeah. Why don't we let Miriam do her thing, and then we'll have questions. Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna share my whole. Well, I thought I could. Can I just show?
Thought I made you.
Oh, maybe it won't let me show my whole window. All right. I'm going to be popping back and forth then between a few different screens. So you'll see me share and unshare and share and unshare. Okay, so this is the proposed font and color palette. The font itself is, I can make it, oh, that's big. Ooh,
Oh, that's nice.
how's that?
It's on my phone.
All right. So I was looking for the main font. This is called Laura. That's going to be for the headers, like the intro. It's typically I don't use it if there's really even more than one line. But what I like about this is it does allow us to go. It's still very, very readable. But I was looking for something that still fits the elegance of your space and the community as a whole, but is a little more friendly and approachable too. So it's not getting into the really formal serif fonts. And then for a complementary body font, I am recommending Open Sans Medium. I look very carefully at actually the O's. I try to find something that will complement in the letter width. So some fonts are really narrow, and this one is has nice open letters. If you'd see the O's, I can zoom in.
Easy to read.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. I wanted something that I know for all eyes of all ages can easily read it. And then, like we mentioned before too, I'm going to be using a larger font size throughout this as well. Again, to accommodate the different browser window sizes, but also just, we want to make it really easy to read. And then for color palette, you know what, this is really similar to what we have right now. But I'm going to be using it differently in that, we have the stained glass windows in the background, but for the design, and even when I show you the wireframe, it still even looks a little darker. What I'm envisioning is something very light and bright. So I'm pulling in some of these light bluish grays at the bottom. Those are going to be used more for the background colors, and we're going to try to steer away from too much of the dark, but really go with light and bright and give it some airiness overall. Any questions or feedback on this?
Good.
So we're not using the stained glass window side panel things anymore, or frame, which it's fine with me if we're not. So
yeah, I think what I'd like to do is use them in different ways. So rather it being on the sides of all the pages, I want to have the design where it goes fully to the side, so you don't have that margin on both sides. So we have more areas, more space for content itself, but I can use it in the background for different areas. And when I show you the wireframe, there may be some places there where I could show you where I could fade it back in the background or whatnot. So I do want to still incorporate stained glass, but not where it's the same thing on every single page.
okay, great. But I like these colors myself. I think they're nice.
Me too.
I don't think we have too much green on ours now, do we?
For the buttons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what it's more for, is it's that different color. Steve, I see you. Oh, I have two people. Okay, yes. But for the buttons, like the action items, where I would like to have the fonts, like the heading font of the navy, using the darker blue. Regular body font would be the almost black color. But then buttons are nice to have in a green, where you always know, oh, this is an action item. Let's make that green. Steve, you were first.
Yeah, when we were during COVID, when we were doing the PowerPoints,
Yes.
we used this font fairly frequently for the work that we were doing on all those PowerPoints.
Yes. Is that okay?
It's fine.
Okay, good. So there's continuity with brand, it sounds like. Great.
Yep.
And Helen.
It's a lovely font. Just curious. Did we consider a sans serif?
I
No, we
did.
don't. We feel that's too contemporary.
The site examples you gave me or responded to when we were looking at them, I felt a stronger like from ones that used this type of combination with serif and sans serif, more so than all sans serif.
Okay.
Right. Next, I'm going to pop us back into the sitemap. And let me collapse all. So this is for the home page. Remember, these are the 5 main links that we narrowed it down for it. And so these are the ones I'm working for when I'm developing the navigation, the main navigation. And then the ones at the top are the ones that would appear at the top. And so I have 2 different ways I approached this. There's one that I actually put into the wireframe design, and then I have a secondary one we can look at too, because, options are nice. So again, this is what I'm referring to, or referred back to a lot for this, as well as, I know I'm going to take you into the homepage design. This is what we came up with when we were doing our discussions of the different components to put on the homepage. And you'll see too, it starts to, I already know you're a visual group, so now you'll see how these could play into the homepage. And so we have open and affirming. We want that statement or something like that that talks about how the church is very welcoming. Join us piece. We have featured events. A link for the YouTube live stream. So when the service is taking place live, so that the folks who come to the homepage they'll see a little thing that'll immediately take them into the YouTube channel for that. But during the week, it would go away. We have a space for testimonials, and then as well as directions and worship time. Testimonials, well, how about I just take you over there in just a minute? All right. Any questions for that site map? I forgot to ask before we.
That, we're not using those colors, are we?
Oh, God, no. No. No, that's just so I could visually quickly see what level each of the navigation items were at. Yeah, yeah. Excellent point of clarification there. Thank you. All right, let me get back to Illustrator. Okay, wireframe. Here it is. Okay, so again, grayscale, and it looks extra dark because my background on this is also gray. But keep in mind, I don't know if we can even, I don't know if I can even change that. I'm sure I can, but I don't want to get into it now. So this is this area. This is the what's called the header, and this appears consistent throughout the site. So you can see how, you know, there are quite a few things on here, but you can see the main 5 links are in a slightly larger font in our theme font, and as well as I'll have them stand apart by being a slightly different color as well. What I did on this one, though, is add the text, "You are welcome here." I know we can change the variation, but I just thought, okay, how about on every single page in the header, why don't we just tell them that they're welcome? And
I like,
That's good.
and
maybe
then
be italicized a little, you know?
"You
I
are
think
welcome here." Yeah, this is the italic version of that font. See how the W has a little bit of swooshiness to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
Paul.
Better.
You read my mind. I put the UCC logo in the upper left-hand corner. Yeah, I think it probably needs to be there so they immediately know what denomination. I mean, we could hide that if we wanted to. Even the social media icons are on the upper right-hand side. Those are just little quick links to get to. But again, we have the option where we could keep them there or take them away. Social media does appear in the bottom again, too, in the footer. The next piece here is just a quick little banner, and this is the one that I was referring to, where that would again appear on Sunday mornings when you're live streaming, or if you're live streaming musical events, or if you have for the sale. You know, it could be something that is just a quick announcement banner that shows up when you want to draw attention to something. Again, I would only have one there at a time, or be promoting one thing at a time, but it's just a really quick little item to catch your eye before you get into the content of the site. Next, we'll have a beautiful image. Right now we have Todd with the kids in the background, but that or something similar in the background, and then have some text over the top that talks about, again, who you're drawn to. I pulled this sentence from the existing site, but it feels kind of clunky wording wise. So perhaps there's someone who could simplify it that would be able to just make it an easier to skim thing that still gets the whole idea of "you're welcome here" across. The big "join us" is next. And then this I thought was a nicely worded piece, how it talks about, again, welcomeness. I should go back to this image at the top. We have the option too, where if you're promoting a certain season or something, we can change what's in there too, in order to be seasonal or event based as well.
Quick question.
Yes, absolutely.
After it says "join us," that blurb there, maybe we don't need the thing that says "we welcome people from all religious backgrounds," because we're kind of saying it next to "join us."
Right? Yeah.
Or maybe we could just include, welcome within me, no matter who you are, where you're on life's journey.
I was
And
going
where-
to say the exact same thing.
Where you currently worship or something. I mean, if you want to who you are, where you're, but I think we don't need that thing on the top. If we can probably add one more word or two into the next to the join us and
just have a nice image.
yeah, maybe we'll find something else to put there, but I think it
Mhm.
says it all there next to join us. But we could
Or,
add
or
some,
maybe just move the join us up there.
oh, good idea.
You move this in here
No, leave that.
Just the word join us,
to join us.
the two words join us.
And then center that verbiage below it,
Got it.
minus the join us.
So let's just move this here. Make it white. Something like that. We could even do something like this where it's including it.
Well, once you have the photograph, it'll make a big difference as to where you position the type, right?
Exactly.
Miriam, what size photographs? How do you want the photos cropped for?
Just
the
send them
website?
to me as you have them and I'll crop them. So I prefer the bigger the better, I guess, for resolution.
Yeah.
I'll usually take them down to 2,400 pixels wide. If they're smaller than that and they need to be in an instance like this where they're going full screen, they're going to be fuzzy. So minimum 2,400 pixels wide. So we could do something like that.
Great.
Let's see, upcoming events, huge for us. This came across many, many, many times how important it was. We wanted to highlight our upcoming events. These again, I plan to have them just feed directly from the calendar tool. So it'll pop in the upcoming, I put 4 in here. We could just feature 2. I assume that it may include worship service within, one of the 4, or maybe it may even be 2, depends on how many activities you have coming up.
During Advent, we have many every week. So,
Awesome, good, good. Then we don't have to worry about duplicates, I guess, then. And then I have the nice little view wall there, so you can go to the page that will highlight them all.
Is that in a different language or am I
Sorry, what was that?
to the right of upcoming events? Is that in another language?
Yes, it's called Lorem Ipsum. It's a placeholder text.
Okay.
So rather than focusing on the exact words that are there, it allows you to just see the overall design of it. And
Right.
it looks better because otherwise I've done in the past, I'll be like, this is the first event. This is the second event. Check out the 4th event.
it's gibberish that takes the place of those words.
Yes.
I got it.
Yeah.
Same with yours
Miriam?
too. Yes.
I hate to do this to you, because I so hate design by committee. But as I look at this, you called it a wireframe. The width of this that we're seeing,
Mhm.
is that the width that we would have? Because if that's full screen width, then I'm thinking that the whole series there and upcoming events is probably huge. And if it is, can we incorporate photos or icons or posters or images like we've had in the past of the upcoming events?
Well, as far as space wise, it'll add more white space to the sides. So it depends on how big your browser window is. Like I said, I usually design around 2,200 pixels wide, and then it adjusts responsively if you're on a tablet versus a phone. I could make it where the title wraps a little bit into a second line, which it will in many cases do so. But we could add an image. I think, do you always have an image for events?
No, but a lot of times we do.
So the problem is if they don't all have them, then it's gonna be weird when you have three that have an image and one that does not.
Well, we'll just have to get an image for the other one then, I guess.
Well, I actually think it looks cleaner not to have the images there. And then when they click on the link, it's going to go to a page that has an image if there's an image, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Right. Well, and I'm still researching different solutions for the calendar, because it's, you know, I was like, well, I know you're familiar with Google Calendar, so let me look into that and see if there's things. The biggest thing with Google Calendar is it's limited as far as the things we can incorporate. So we wouldn't be able to do the image at all with that, for it. So I'm back to looking for a simpler version of a WordPress thing that's built into the system, but one that would allow us to still have it talk to the Google Calendar. But you'd be able to add things like the images, and we'd have more control over how it looks aesthetically. Because again, there's limitations with what Google Calendar was letting us do, just because they did a really good job of making it really, really simple. But in doing so, they sacrifice some functionality things. So. And then I have room for a testimonial. Again, that font looks actually pretty big. It depends on how much text is there. Now, we had talked about two in our previous call, about, I have just one here. But what I would like to do is if we have multiple testimonials and it'd be great if we have one for, say, music, and we have a testimonial on the music section of the site, or the women's organization having a testimonial that talks about that. So put testimonials throughout the site, but have them be speaking specifically to the content on the page. I think that's going to be the most powerful for it. This one, I mean, we could rotate 2 or 3 here, but I know, it shows you what it could look like if we have just one and where it would go. And then that's it. We have the footer down there. And so worship times and directions and such are incorporated in the footer. Also, directions are at the top of the page too. There's a link to it, so. Are we missing things from the homepage design? Or is this clean enough where it gets you to click on the links at the top to see more?
For us, what represents news?
We were talking about things, reports on what's happened in the past. For example, Anita does a terrific job with each of the women's events. She does those write-ups periodically, includes images. That's exactly the kind of thing that goes into news. So if I know for Betty's music, you'll do recordings and then you'll put up a post that says she did this. Here's a link to the recording of it. That would count as a news item. So things that have happened in the past that you want documentation of that it happens. And, kind of like like a newspaper. This is a recap of what's happening. So events are future, news is past.
got it.
So we're going to do the crop walk in October. So after the event, we would then post. It's almost like stuff that you post on Facebook that after the.
Right.
Well, before the event, we would post probably under
calendar.
events or make a difference, one of those. I don't know which one.
Maybe
And then afterwards it would slide over to it would slide over to news, right? After that, where we would say how much money we made and stuff.
Exactly. You would have your little write-up saying, here's how the event went, and here's how much money was raised. And if you have a few pictures of it, you would do a blog post and then categorize it under news.
So I don't have I don't have a problem with that. Other than the fact that for the most part, the only news we've really had is what Anita has positioned for the Women's Society.
If that's the
Which-
case, we could even take news off of the
No,
top.
no, no. I like the idea. The problem is it means we need an editor who is gonna be putting that stuff up. So
Do
I'm not concerned about the link or the place or the fact that it's there.
you-
I'm concerned about we don't actually have somebody at this point who's gonna be our editor. So
That's not Miriam's
it's a
job.
role that needs to be shared or created.
Are you doing those summaries for your email newsletters that go out?
The Friday Blast
Yeah.
Yeah, well, either Friday Blaster in the open door.
and the Open
Uh-huh.
Door.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna be getting those, and so my team and I will just go through and, oh, hey, look at, this was more than a sentence. That looks like it could be a blog post. Hey, do you reach out to you saying, hey, is this something you want on the site? Yes, okay, let's put it up for you.
I mean, Open Door information would be terrific up there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we'd be pulling those out, and the ones that are appropriate, we could put those up there for you.
Maybe there should be a banner that says open door up there. I like that this homepage is clean enough to get your toe in the pool, and then there's buttons that you can go searching for more information, more images.
And it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, it really is clear and concise.
I have, at the bottom, I have sign up for our newsletter. And what I could do too is, on your current site, in the same location, you have the actual sign up form. And then, with it is the little, check mark for, it's the general newsletter. I know we had talked about, on a previous call, having 2 check boxes. Now, I was going to link this to a separate page that just talked a little bit more about what the different newsletter options are before they opt in. So we could provide some information about what, a little bit about the type of information you'll receive from one or the other. So one will be the quick general updates. The other one is much more of the church member type information. Okay.
People can sign up for the newsletter, pardon me, people can sign up for the newsletter whether or not they're members of the church. Members of the church automatically get the newsletter. Okay.
Yeah, currently I'll show you, currently, let's see what it says. It says general information. So I assume this is the one, see in the bottom right-hand side, we have this. And again, this is where it's going to be nice going to a different theme. This button's a little, I actually think this might be directly embedded from your newsletter software, but there's a general information one, and then we'd add a second one. And then, yeah, just first name and email address, keeping it really concise. The more you ask for, the less likely they are to sign up. So
Mhm.
Miriam, I noticed on the what'd you call it, metal frame,
wireframe, yes.
wireframe, that the illustration of the church that we have here is missing. Is that intentional?
I wanted to ask about that. Do you want to continue to have it on the site? Or no?
This our little drawing of the church,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and at the top of the regular header, like it's obviously it's here down at the footer, but on the header it is missing.
Correct.
Can you go back to the wireframe?
Yep. So what I did is I moved the statement about who you welcome below the logo here. Again, if we're covering it in the header, we have the you are welcome. It's, do we need to have that statement in the footer as well? That would give us space to add the.
Yeah, I like the illustration, but I don't know how everybody else feels.
I think it's lovely.
Mhm.
And it
I
speaks
would
to
put it
the
in and
pedigree
remove-
of our infrastructure. We've got a pedigree building.
Mhm.
It also, if people are wondering, oh, which church is it? There's a bunch in, it helps them go, oh, it's that church.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And I would lose saying the statement again and put the illustration in.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see the illustration in the header.
Oh, in the header or in the footer?
Header and footer.
There's some, well, it's not in the footer now, but I would love to see it. It was before. I would love to see it in the header.
Not in the header now on our website, but you'd rather have it up there?
I think it would be adding a lot with what we have right now.
Yeah.
What
I
about this
think we
image that's
cluttered.
there?
There's no image there now.
I know, but could the drawing go in there?
Oh, where
Yeah, the gray spot for a picture.
I think you'll have more success with a people picture versus a building picture.
Yeah.
Because people want to associate with, oh, I can see myself in this setting.
Okay.
Are
Mhm.
we thinking we're swapping out that picture? I was thinking we're swapping it out periodically, no?
We could do that, a picture rotation.
Mm.
As long as we're rotating just images and not the text too. We'll
No,
get
we're
in.
thinking of just images.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely could. Maybe.
Seasonal, I
like
mean,
3.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what
season-
you're saying. Not just a rotate, but just, yeah, definitely.
yeah, no, I don't mean like one of those. I mean like.
Yeah.
Every so often.
I like the idea of the sketch of the church being somewhere on the homepage. I think if it's at the bottom, they'll at least, when they go to look for our contact, how to get to us information, that would be at the bottom of the page on many websites. They'd see the picture there. I think that would be a good place for it, because that would be
I'm gonna try
kind of
to-
tie in with here's our address, here's our contact stuff.
And it's
So-
still on the open door. It's still on so that would be that continuity. They're signing up for the newsletter. They'll see that image again when they get the newsletter.
Of course, yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that looks good. That's fine. I'm good with that.
Yeah, that looks great.
I think throughout, definitely in the footer, I'm gonna add a little more space when I do the design. It's looking a little,
Yeah, it's crowded.
yeah. Needs to breathe.
Do we need the United Church of Christ business and the social media icons like that up in the header?
Oh, right, up here? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good question.
I feel like that, regardless of what color that is,
Mhm.
that it boxes the site in, feels a little like a tax form.
Mhm. Nothing against tax forms. But
No.
well, and that's where I noticed on your current site, you do have the UCC logo, though not the one with the color flag, although we could use that one instead. It's the God is Still Speaking logo. We'd have to double check. Are they still using that campaign?
Yeah.
Okay.
The comma,
It's I don't see
I think it's red with a black comma on it or something.
that one I'm familiar with. That's not, this is the one. See that in the bottom right?
Oh,
But no, we have the one at the top though, currently, that's the one you're using with the rainbow.
Right? So I think what Steve is saying is on our design, do we just take out the UCC one and the social media from the header? And then definitely we'll put UCC at the bottom, but which one should I use if we do just go down to one?
I would use the rainbow.
I would too.
The other one is too clunky and complicated and
It's kind of an old-fashioned looking,
It's the original logo from 1958 or whatever. So
but then where would you leave the icons for Instagram and Facebook?
oh, they're there right now.
I know, but I thought
They're in
Steve
the
was trying to
footer, aren't
take
they?
everything out of the top. No?
Aren't they in the footer?
This is what we're looking at, the footer right now, and I don't see them.
No, the old one. The old.
Oh,
the new,
hold on.
Aren't they in the new footer?
I have you looking at the
I
wrong
didn't
one.
think so.
Oh,
I
sorry.
thought they were just at the top.
I have them in the footer here too. So I just
Here.
popped the
Oh,
logo in
right,
there
okay.
and I have, it's
Okay.
not, I just put an I in there. These are again, boxes, little placeholders.
I think just have them at the bottom is fine, as long as people can get to them.
Okay,
Again, that bottom section is kind of for folks who want to get more involved, I think, who are really looking for tofu and potatoes.
Yes.
There you go, Jan.
Yes.
let me see about,
Or heart of palm and potatoes.
Heart of palm.
It's a bummer.
We
But
had
there's-
vegan lobster rolls with hearts of palm.
Very
You-
nice, very nice.
They were very good.
Are you vegan now, Todd?
Oh my Lord, no.
Sorry.
Callie's boyfriend is.
Mm.
Now, that's not the Cardinals.
At a moment to interject, I apologize for being late. We had a power failure and I set 1 clock, but I didn't set the battery operated wall clock, which I assumed was still correct, and it wasn't, so.
oh no. I'm just adjusting the header slightly here. We had a power outage here too this morning, not us, but neighbors just 2 blocks away did. All right, let's take a look at this. So this is then without the top. So still, I probably will bring up the bottom
Better.
a little bit, but right,
Yeah.
much. better.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, weird alignment things, but I could even make the logo slightly bigger. I don't know if I want to.
Silly
And then-
question, do we want a period after you are welcome here?
There is one.
Do we need one? Is that what you're saying, Helen?
Yeah, it's making me come to a full stop. I don't know. It just,
Yeah.
I can see an ellipse, I can see ... or nothing, but I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
Oh, I like that.
Here, let's move this little guy up a smidge. And then my plan is to make it sticky, which means when you scroll down, you'll still see a portion of this. So my plan is the logo will stay, maybe get a little bit smaller. And then the about, worship, and connect, make a difference community, those 5 will also stay. The we are welcome here, and then the other 4 will disappear. So you'll have the main navigation when you scroll down on the page, so folks can still get around, navigate easily from section to section.
That's
I'll
helpful.
be able to display that next week if we're able to meet. Okay.
Taking that period off, you are welcome here. Looking at weekly worship services live is already pretty big. I don't think we need an exclamation point. We have join us down here with, excuse me, exclamation point. I just don't like too many exclamation points.
I like it for join us.
Yeah, I do too.
It's robust.
I do
Yes,
too.
it is.
It's a commandment. Join us.
Okay.
Or else. I think we should write or else underneath it.
That would be kind of funny.
Thou shalt join us.
We are open
Yeah,
and
sure.
affirming or else.
Yeah. We could use
Until-
lightning in the image behind.
Yeah, that's right. Subliminal
Like-
suggestion or else.
Says read or else on it,
Mhm.
because she's an English teacher.
I think this looks like a much more open homepage than we have right now. So I like this.
Great.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really tickled with how nice the sitemap is too, with those links. You could see too why we worked so hard at trying to get it down to 5 or 4, just because it really opens up the space
Yeah.
for it. All right, okay. Can we come up with a time to meet next week?
I just I won't be able to join you next Tuesday.
I could also do Monday afternoon. I'm not set on,
Yeah, I'm out next week, so but you guys can meet. I mean, I kind of have a sense of where things are and trust your aesthetics, everybody. Is that more what will we do next week that I might miss?
I just want to, I'm gonna put this into design form. I have the staging server ready to go for the site. And I already started to, I took out, made it a blank slate. So I'm starting from scratch with the overall design and everything. But I just want to put all this into, with the color palette. I can pop an image in the background just so you see what it will look like in its designed form and how it's, interacting
Mhm.
with cursor and stuff.
I can never do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I cannot do Tuesday next week either.
Looks like nobody can do Tuesday.
I can do Monday.
I could do Monday.
Monday afternoon? Okay. Could we do Monday at 2?
Yes, I could.
What's the date?
26.
Yes. Yes, I can do it.
Todd, would you be able to send out the Zoom information to everyone?
Yes. But I won't be able to start the meeting. Does that matter?
I will create it and I will, so you can just distribute it to everyone.
Okay, great.
I'll have
Great.
you sign then.
Do we have information from from Daniel for the music committee yet? Have you received any stuff yet?
I haven't gotten anything.
Okay. He's
No.
traveling the world this summer, so but he'll get you something.
Okay.
Did you get Todd and Steve, the last 2 things from Ted on
Yep.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where you'd think you'd want to put those.
They
They-
were benevolence. They're
They'd
benevolent.
be under support our community, I think.
Whatever you think. They were sort of part of benevolence, but
I,
whatever.
I have a question specifically about that. Helen, you saw it. Miriam, you saw it. I don't know if you
I
read
did.
it.
Oh, I
Todd,
did.
you
Yeah.
saw it. I assume you read it.
Yeah, I sent Ted a note and said, I think we need an on-ramp built into this so people can know how they can connect into those things.
Mhm.
My question about it was, he makes a couple of comments where he enumerates things.
Mhm.
He says, since such and such, we did 18 or whatever. When you do that, it feels like it dates it.
Okay. Then yeah, then edit it. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think it's fair to say, as of the fall of 2024, we have done that because that indicates in a short amount of time we've done this and that it's going to move forward, and we can update it every so often.
I'm not saying we shouldn't put numbers in. I'm saying that I feel like the way it reads puts a timestamp on it.
So what if you
Say
change
fall of
to
20, if you say fall of 2024, that's fine. If we go back in spring of 2025 and know to update it, otherwise it's going to be yesterday's news.
So I don't have it in front of me, but suppose and I think that's a fair point, and none of us need another job to remember to update this. Suppose if it said, just without giving you a day, we have served over so many clients in our work with the community or something.
Right.
And it's just open-ended.
Yes, I think enumerating the numbers is good. I think dating it is you know, a year from now it becomes old.
I think you could probably do that and just don't timestamp it to 2024. I think it's a good point.
Did somebody just ask about morning instead of afternoon?
Yeah.
May-
Was that a
If we-
yes? Was it a
More
no?
in the chat.
Hold on.
Oh, Jane asked, okay.
Are you not available Monday, Helen?
Yeah, I think Monday, yeah, I can
I'd
do,
rather do morning than mid-afternoon.
yeah,
I have calls from 10 to noon though on Monday morning. And it's the first day of school for my kids, so I don't want to meet before 10 because I want to get them out.
out the door.
So I could meet at noon.
Want to do that? Make it a,
Yeah.
Sure. Is that a work for you, Steve?
To me,
Anita?
12
Yeah.
is the same as 2.
I can do either day.
I think noon's a little better. I don't know. Then at least it opens up the afternoon.
Right.
More better.
Pardon?
More
That-
better.
More
More
better.
better. Maybe the next time after this, when we meet, we could do it early. Because it won't be their
Yeah.
first school.
Right.
Yeah.
So do we want to set up something then? Well, Labor Day.
Labor Day, Monday, the 2nd, I can't do.
Yeah, no, I'm not working Labor Day. What about Monday the 9th? I could do 9 a.m.
I could probably do 9, but not much later.
I could do 8:30 actually on the 9th.
I could do 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Steve,
8:30 when?
on the 9th.
September 9th.
9th, September
Is that
9th.
in lieu?
30
Is that in
a.m.?
lieu of next
It,
week?
in addition,
It's an
so I want to
addition.
do this coming, yes, let's get this in our calendar. We're gonna start making it happen. This is now the building out piece. So yeah, I'd love to have the 9th, not saying I want to do 8:30 every month, every other Monday, but for that one in particular, would that work?
Well,
Yeah.
do your kids, how old are your kids?
Middle school,
Oh, okay.
they'll be out of the house at 8.
Okay.
My God, you people.
What?
Early,
8:30.
Anita?
Holy Toledo.
You can go back to sleep
Can
after.
you make that?
You know, I used to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning, but once I stopped, I'm not looking forward to meetings at 8:30, but
Anita,
I can do it.
And you can stay in your jammies.
Yeah, stay in bed.
Stay in your jammies.
All right,
Okay,
so
we're
what
good.
are the 2 dates?
So it'll be,
26th,
yep, at
the
noon.
26th at noon and the
26th at
9th at
noon.
8 of September, 9th of September at 8:30 a.m.
26 at noon, okay. Got it.
And what are we supposed to have for you on those days? Or at
I'm
least on
going
the
to show you
26th?
the homepage colorized on this coming week. I'm also, in the meantime, going to just review the content I have from Todd. And just so then I know who I may still be missing content from. And then I'm going to start building out pages. And so I can show you what I've gotten built so far from on the 9th. I mean, it's not going to be done, but it should have
Mhm.
several pages for you to look at. And just want to make sure that what I'm doing.
Do we have any audio, video testimonials at this point?
No, I think I've only received 2 or 3 testimonials,
Video or
just text. I think we're just looking for text, right?
Yeah, for now.
How are
Okay.
they going to, how are they going to be signed, the testimonials?
However they want to be signed. People can either be anonymous or they can put their first name or last or just initials.
Todd, there's one for you that either I gave to Jody, I wasn't sure what it should be, or it was from Jill. That should be in the office somewhere and maybe in your box, okay?
Okay, maybe it's in my box. I haven't seen it yet.
And I know what would be really neat, if they're comfortable with it, is to put the city that they live in. Because you may have folks who are giving testimonials and it would show, you know, how far are people willing to come to the church
Yeah,
for services.
We
So
have
you get
travelers.
first name and then, pardon?
We have travelers. Not everybody lives walking distance or in the
Right.
immediate community. And I
Right.
think we have a large proportion of travelers.
yeah. I'm hoping with the fall where, people are wandering back from vacation times, there'll be more activity with that. So.
Mhm. And all of you would be perfect candidates for testimonials as well. Outsiders don't know that you're part of that committee. They'll just see, oh, so-and-so,
An unsolicited response.
right? Right? That's a handful right there.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
alrighty.
I have a question.
Oh.
I may have missed something that I thought was significant. I thought that in some of the websites that we had been looking at, that we were particularly interested in the video testimonials of people. And that when you showed that page and you showed the testimonials, I thought we had discussed the idea that we'd have video testimonials in various places of people, expressing their excitement of being part of this church. Did I misunderstand? Did I miss something? Is there a
You
problem?
did discuss that. Where it conflicts is the ability to get them before website launch. So I think what our short-term strategy is to do written testimonials and sprinkle them throughout the site in appropriate categories. Then as you do collect video testimonials, we'll already have the place there. We can just take out the written one and put in a video testimonial instead. But to ensure that the site progress doesn't, we don't want to hold it off
Okay,
because
so is that a goal that we want to get to?
Personally, I think if it's longer than 20 seconds, it's not going to be terribly useful to us.
Mhm.
20 seconds, it feels like would be an eternity.
It would.
Yeah.
So I don't know what people could say in 20 seconds that they couldn't condense more into just a written thing. There may be, there may be something that, like, I just love the music here, and they sing or something. You probably don't want me doing that testimonial, but
No, but I thought that was the idea, is that we wanted to show an active community of people having fun, why people enjoy it. I mean,
right. Well, we're gonna
just having the written to me sounds like a paid review on a website.
I don't know. I think it will be okay.
Yeah.
We can always change it. Can't we?
Okay, I thought we were going for more active, more, not more upbeat, but more.
We can't get the written ones, so I don't know how we're going to get the videoed ones. I've been asking for 6 months for stories about this church that everybody loves so much, and I've gotten 3. So I don't know where you think you're going to get these videos from. That's the problem. We have a very shy congregation.
Right, so what if I tried to put together a list of people who I think would be photogenic, articulate, and maybe you can tell me which testimonies you have, and I'll make it my business to try and get, say, all right, we're going to meet on such and such a date at such and such a place, and we're going to do this video.
I mean, that would be wonderful. I love that idea.
Todd, you write some really cool short testimonials and we'll just say, okay, Helen, you'll do one. Anita, you'll do one. Betty, you'll
No,
do
I'm
one.
I'm not photographable.
Just Todd will go to AI and have him write it.
Yeah, I'll have AI write us some.
I mean, we need one from the choir, from the Women's Society, from Benevolence, from Building and Grounds, from Karen Karen's gone, but with the windows.
She can WhatsApp us something.
That's right.
She'll be back.
I have to pop off to another call. So I will.
Thank you.
All right,
Say
can I
well
take
next week.
can I take that chore on?
Yeah,
Okay.
you have the blessing of us all, Steve. Almanae, Domine, Nabisco,
Oh,
Oreo.
no. Es conspiritu tuo. Don't go there.
I went with the Oreos. That's all I know is the more of an Oreo guy.
All right,
Can
so,
get
so Miriam dropped off. Is there anything else that we need to?
Nope.
Is everybody okay with what we saw today?
Yes.
I think it looks clean and concise. That's. what I
Yeah.
want to see.
I think that was a good observation of having the picture of the church somewhere.
Getting rid of
the
the
sketch
banner
of
at the top.
Yeah, but
Good call.
having it somewhere on that homepage, I think, was important. And yeah, good ideas, everybody.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just have one question. I was thinking about going back to the color palette. That pale green, it looked nice with the other colors, but when you look back at the old where it's used before, it looks kind of horrible, and I don't know if that's because of the font.
I was thinking seafoam green might be better.
So we'd be
Seafoam
using a
and
different
Seafoam is
font
gonna
on
fight,
that.
Seafoam's gonna fight the blue. They're gonna be too close.
No, it's much more green. I'm thinking of my bedroom.
In place of the green or in place of the blue?
Place of the, no, it is a green. It's really a green with blue in it.
Right,
You
but I'm
see-
saying I think
Right.
that's gonna fight the blue.
Well, we'll work on that.
You can see, look at them together and see.
Yeah.
I think she can flip colors pretty quickly
Yeah,
when she
yeah.
gets there. So
Yeah.
we could probably look at 4 or 5 versions of color.
Oh, look at different websites and see if there's palettes we like.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think the blues are great. It's just maybe if we could see that where it was used before, if we could see that with the green with a different font on it. It just the way that it looks right now on the old one with that green and the font, it looks very hokey.
Okay.
Does anybody have in their mind's eye the image for the homepage?
Oh, what image would we use for that big banner?
Yeah.
I would want to.
I always love the kids
Chunk
one.
of stained glass.
I think she said we want some people in it.
People.
Yeah, we want people in the
Is there
picture.
something
Okay.
from one of the window tours of people looking at the windows?
Hmm.
I think
Which
we
we could always stage if we don't
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe during one of your junior sermons, Todd, when you had all the children looking up there, will we see the children before we get to this? Gathering Sunday is the 8th, and the 9th is our second meeting.
we don't need to have the image immediately, but I think pictures of me with the kids is always a nice picture. I mean, I've got a nice picture from one of the Palm Sundays with the kids all waving their palms, but I think she mentioned something about seasonal picture up there. And I like that idea. So maybe we should be thinking about in the fall, we have something that, you know, about us gathering together. Maybe in the Advent, we have one with, you know, people putting up the greens.
Mhm.
Maybe in the spring, we have rummage, you know, people preparing for rummage or hanging out under the tent for rummage. So I think maybe, and in the summer, we could have people working over at Law Park at the
Yep,
concert,
Right,
you know.
right.
So maybe we can think about seasonal pictures that wouldn't have to get changed all the time, but they would cover a broad range and would be kind of fun.
yep.
Maybe
So,
somebody should be taking a photograph every Sunday when you're with the kids to see
yeah,
if one of them is good.
Robin often does that.
anyone but me should be doing that.
Hey, guys, who's in control? Todd, you're in control?
Yes,
Well,
I just came up with I have a picture here.
sort of.
Can,
You want to be,
you know, I think they have a function you can share screen without,
I'll just make you co-host.
I don't know if this picture is good enough, but
Yeah, that's kind of the one I was thinking of.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's a good one.
And think of it cropped, right? Kind of, it'll be tighter, but it'll catch the energy of that. So, I mean, that could be a spring picture too, right?
yeah,
Because
I like that because it's got the choir in the background.
Yeah, but
Right.
some of those choir members don't look very happy in that picture, so
Some of those choir members are never happy.
maybe you can edit it a
So
little
their
bit.
feet, you'll see pictures of their choir feet.
you're not going to really see much of the choir, I don't
Pop them
think.
in.
It'll be focused on me and the kids.
Or we can just, can we put smiles on?
Yeah.
And always AI some smiles onto
There you
everybody.
go.
I honestly have done that before. So,
Have you? Ooh,
not
Like-
here, but at a previous church, I did it because it was a perfect picture in every way except for one person, and I was like, I'm just not going to let that happen.
We
okay.
did that recently. Betty and I went to visit her cousin, and we took a couple of pictures of the four of us. And you remember we changed heads on
You
Mm.
can free up
whose
that
head we
if you've added
changed, but
someone.
you
Yeah,
wouldn't even know it.
Photoshop in, yep.
Yeah.
A little
I did
spicy.
that once for I think it was a church directory or something up in Massachusetts, and I swapped. I had a picture of somebody's head that was good, and there was a group shot that they should have been. Oh no, it was right after the annual meeting, and the committee's just two women switched spots to a different committee. So I literally took their heads and put it on the other person's body.
Body.
They never knew.
No way. Oh, no way.
They
I think
didn't look at it and go, I don't own that dress.
Gee, I look good 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
they did that for me. I send you all a little color thing. Just a suggestion.
Did you send it
In
to
the
all?
chat?
In an email, I sent it.
Okay.
Okay.
I couldn't figure out how to put it in the chat. I have to go walk a dog who's.
I'm gonna go visit our floor guys and bring them brownies.
Oh, maybe I'll wait till you get here. See that?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.